Let me get you centered. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, whores and sluts, welcome to Bay Area News Update. I am your host, Linda Landeros, a.k.a. Bay from the East Bay, a.k.a. Ho from the 510, a.k.a. Stacked and from the Stacks. That's what we call Hayward. We begin with an update on the latest coronavirus news. A Costco in Sunnyvale is the latest to experience an outbreak with 13 workers testing positive for coronavirus. Just like the items it sells, the infections also come in bulk. Another outbreak has been linked to a San Francisco wedding where several attendees, including the bride and groom, became infected. The bride later explained that the virus was supposed to be her something new, more like her something novel. Among the hardest hit during the COVID outbreak are Latinx people due to the higher likelihood of us working frontline jobs, said one Latina mother. Por eso tienes que ponerte Vicks. Oh, fuck, I need that before every show. According to Zumper, an apartment listing website, San Francisco is seeing double-digit decreases in rent prices. We haven't seen double-digit decreases in anything since that time I went keto and lost all that titty weight. A large male turkey living in Oakland's Rose Garden caused quite a stir for many residents, according to Oakland Animal Services, who received quite a few calls regarding his aggressive behavior. My producers have obtained a photo of one of the callers. Fucking figures! Gerald the Turkey was eventually captured and relocated to an animal sanctuary in Grass Valley. Well, Oakland, you've done it again. You've displaced another brown citizen. Protests in solidarity with Portland turned violent last weekend when the Alameda County Courthouse was set on fire. Luckily, no one was hurt, but we caught up with a witness who had this to say. I didn't see nothing. Get it? 'Cause I have a blindfold on. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm really off with my props. Oakland mayor and woman at the bar ordering, I don't know, something sweet surprised me. Libby Schaff had harsh words for those responsible for the vandalism at the Alameda Courthouse, saying in a statement, vandalizing our downtown gives Donald Trump the images he wants. We can't be fooled and play into his twisted campaign strategy. As many critics point out, Mayor Schaff is completely missing the point by focusing on how the vandalism looks to others as opposed to examining the underlying issues that led to it. In that respect, Mayor Schaff is like a mom who is more concerned about what the neighbors will think rather than why her teenage son tried to set her house on fire. Oh, Samuel, we can always pay for the damage, but what will the neighbors think? The Santa Cruz Seaside Company, which employs workers at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, had to lay off a third of its employees due to financial troubles. We caught up with one of the laid-off workers who had this to say, or rather, to sing. I'm going to my house where I belong. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I just lost my job in the warm California sun boardwalk. If you grew up in the Bay Area, that joke was for you. A Point Reyes cheesemaker is turning lemons into lemonade, or rather, milk into cheese, and then donating what would normally be sold to restaurants and hotels to food banks. I don't really have a joke for this news story. I just wanted to share it because it really moved me. Yeah, we earned it. I know, huh? Amazon CEO and Mr. Clean's evil twin in a telenovela, Jeff Bezos, made his first appearance on Capitol Hill along with the CEOs of big tech, seen here looking about as diverse as my last improv team. When questioned about Amazon's predatory practices and third-party seller data, many times Bezos didn't have the answer or had trouble remembering. Can you imagine if Alexa answered your questions the same way Jeff Bezos answered questions during a congressional hearing? Hey, Alexa, what time does the sun set? I don't have the direct answer to your question. Okay. Hey Alexa, is it going to rain today? I can't answer that question yes or no. What I can say is, I don't remember that at all. What? Never mind. Alexa, is my credit card payment due today? Not to my knowledge. I don't know the specifics of that situation, but I would be happy to get back to you, to your office about that. Oh my God, Alexa, just say yes or no. I guess so. We now turn to a San Francisco Mission District restaurant called Paprika, where former co-owner Gabrielle Secker, a white woman, called a black man the N-word in a viral video that has received a lot of backlash. Also deserving of backlash is the idea of a white person owning a restaurant called Paprika. I mean, do you even know how to season with it? Secker and the young man had gone into a verbal altercation over the homeless in the area. Without knowing any of the details, I think we can safely assume Secker isn't a fan of the homeless in her area. She has since severed all ties with the restaurant, and the young man has been offered VIP treatment and a free meal if he would like to return. It truly is the least they can do. And finally, because the racism only continues, a Muni bus driver was attacked by a passenger who refused to put on a mask. The passenger assaulted the driver with a bat and called him racial slurs. Even though it fits the definition of one, it is not being investigated as a hate crime, which seems outrageous, but when you think about it, it really falls in line with liberal ideology. It's not a racist slur, it's freedom of speech. You know, this news story has inspired the creation of a new segment here on Bay Area News Update called The Soapbox. It's the segment where instead of getting on a soapbox with an important message, I instead deliver a message that is truly insane at its core while holding a box of soap. Dove! They're not one of our sponsors, but they can be if they want to. I would love to take part in the Love Your Body campaign. After all, it's not just me who loves my body. I can provide many references. I forget the jokes that I write sometimes. Today's soapbox message is for all the people around the Bay Area and the country who have a problem with wearing a mask. If you've got a problem with wearing a mask, then I'm going to tell you something that should have been told to you a long time ago. I'm going to tell you the same thing you tell Black and Indigenous people of color and liberals and athletes and protesters and anyone that isn't like you who complains about something in this country. If you don't like it here, you can go back to where you came from. If you don't like wearing a mask, then get your pilgrim descendant ass back on the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria. I don't give a fuck which ship you get on, just as long as you put that ship in reverse and go back to where you came from. This is America, and here we have law and order. And right now the CDC has issued an order to wear a mask anytime you go out of your house. And while it's not even a law, it is a rule of courtesy that civilized people don't have a problem adhering to. And when you can't behave like a civilized human being, you know what you are? You're a savage. You're a savage who gets in an old lady's face and yells at her to get back. I feel threatened while shopping at Costco. You're a savage who throws her grocery items around the store. You're a savage who licks the glass of a restaurant refusing you service, and rightfully so. You who claim to have a disability that requires you not to wear a mask, yeah, you have a disability, all right, but it's one that affects your cognitive thinking skills. Or is your disability blindness because you don't see what rational people see when you decide to throw a tantrum at Trader Joe's? You people who don't wear masks and then proceed to yell and cough and spit in people's faces, you're a savage. Classless, violent, nasty. Acting stupid. What's happening inside of your head? Seriously, go back to where you came from. To our British and UK friends, I apologize sincerely. You are not the same as these savages, and I am so sorry to be sending you our absolute worst. Some, I assume, are good people. But if you want to make up for the negative impact and lasting effects of colonization, this could be a start. Just saying. This has been the Soapbox. That smells so good. And this has been your Bay Area News Update with me, Linda Landeros. Thank you for watching and for following me on social media. My handle is at La Linda Landeros on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat. You can find me on Facebook as well. Make sure to like my page. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. I post these live feeds onto my YouTube channel where they will be available for eternity for all the YouTube trolls.